All right, Shalom, Israel. Once again, this is Sabbath Service, where the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, since 1969 under the command of General Yana. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the Sabbath service. I'm going to say a Majim, which means to stand. Ba Yashiala, which means the Israel. You say Wapayan Hakadam, which means face the east. We start out with the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Quadash, Hayat, Shamka, Yahweh, Malathwaka, Taba'ah, Ratasaka, Hayat, Aisha, Bayarataza, Kawa, Hayat, Bashamayim, Nathananaw, Lakam, Ka, Hawam, Salaki, Yawam, Wasalaklanau, Kabawathnau, Kasalaklanau, Kabawath Wala'a, Tabayatanaw, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashanaw, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Ka, Hamalakwa, Wahahala, Wahatapara, La'ai Walam Yam, Aman. It's the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, or Salaki in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. This is Hakat, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, Baba Kasha, Lathan Nalaw, Akat, Rapa'ah, Ka Makala, Wakal Madawa, Akat, Latahor, Amatazari, Akat, Lahakayam, Amatayam, Akat, Al-Rakakawat, Atamaala, Lagorasha, by Shem Yahushai, the Wadamah. It's Hakat, the power in the English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits to cast them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it. This is bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, Barak Lanawa, Wayasharala, Wayabayah, Saparium, Barak, Rapa'ah, Hagan, by Hashem Yahushua, the water Amman. This is in the English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel. In the school, bless, heal, shield, protect. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Hahari, Mayam, Mahayan, Yaba'ah, Izari, Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamanyam, Waharatadah, Al-Yatan, Lamawat, Wagalga, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Ana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashem, Shawamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tzazaka, Al-Yah, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashmash, La'a, Yakaka, Wairat, Balayala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Makalra, Yashamar, Athanpashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabawaka, Mayata, Wa'id Iwalam. This is in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. Select Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve me from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. So weird. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Damiyalaka, Al-Takarash, Wa-Al-Tashakwat, Kayahana, Awababika, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ach, Al-Micah. It's like Al-Micah, Ya'ira Yamwa, Sawadan, Wayataya, Ya'aitazawa, Al-Tazabawan, Wanyaka, Amara, Makawa, Wanakakidon, Magaya, Wala Ayazakar, Sham Yasarala, Iwata, Kaya, Nawa Aitazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Bararat, Yakarathwa, Ahahalia, Adawan, Wayashamai, Alayam, Mabuwaaba, Bagaria, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalat, Palashat, Abiashabi, Tazawar, Kamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Ayawa, Zarawat, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadyam, Kasayasarara, Kayabyam, Manakar, Oyashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayan Dahara, Hayawa, Nama, Ladama, Shayatamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kaira, Wakazaba, Wakadazalmanai, Kaunasa Yakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nairasha, Lanawa, Naawat, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagalga, Kakwach, Lapanya Rawaka, Kaach, Taraira Yaira, Wakalaba, Talahat, Harayam, Khan, Taradama, Basairika, Wabasawapatka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panaham, Panyaham, Walawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabala, Sluggy, Waya Bahalwa, Ayai, Waya Kapara, Waya Abadwa, Waya Daiwa, Kayata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labarka, Al-Yuwan, Al-Kaha, Arataza. This is Psalm 33 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Say Lot, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb, yea, all the princes as Zebah, and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. This is blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka'ala, Wa Alahai, Matazab, Yaha, Alawap Yahan, Halawap Yo, Hasaranya, Hatatsu, Sluggy, Hakwataza, Yan, Hakaya, Yel, Waka, what Sluggy, Wahak, Akwathian, Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, the water Aman. It's in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, Commander General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Sword, which was returned. Shabbat, which means be seated. All right. We're going to start in the book of Numbers in the Hebrew, in chapter 20, verse 1. This book of Numbers, chapter 20, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Wayaba'awa, Banyam, Yasharala, Ka, Ha'ida, Madabar, Tazaan, Bakodash, Hara'ashwan, Wa'ashab, Ha'aim, Bakodash, Watamath, Shum, Mara'am, Yam, slug Mara'yam, Watakwabar, Shum, verse 2. Wala'a, Haya, Mayam, La'ida, Wayakwa, sluggy, Wayakwa, Halwa, Al, Masha, Wa'al, Aharan, verse 3. Wayarab, Ha'aim, Aim, Masha, Waya Amarwa, La'amar, Walawa, Gawai, Sluggy, Gawai Nawa, Bagarai, Akia Nawa, Lapanya, Yahweh. This is verse 4. Walama, Haba'atam, Ath, Quahal, Yahweh, Al, Hamadabar, Hazah, Lamawath, Shum, Anak Nawa, Waba Ayar Nawa. This is verse 5. Walama, Ha'ila Slaki, Ha'ila Ya Slaki, Ha'ila Yath Nawa, Mama Tazar Yum, Lahaba Ya'ah, Athnawa, Al, Hamakot Wum, Harai, Hazah, La'ah, Makwam, Zarai, Watana, Wagapan, Wara Mawan, Wamayam, Ayan, Lawatawath. Verse 6. Wayaba'ah, Masha, Wa'aharan, Mapanya, Hakwahal, Al, Patak, Ahal, Mawa'aid, Wayapalwa, Al, Panyahum, Wayara, Slaki, Wayara'ah, Kabawad, Yahweh, Al Yahum. Verse 7. Wayadabar, Yahweh, Al, Mashah, La'ah, Slaki, La'amar. It's the end of verse 7. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 20, verse 1 in English. Then came the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, into the desert of Zin in the first month, and the people abode in Kadesh. And Miriam died, and Miriam died there, and was buried there. And there was no water for the congregation. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron. Verse 3. And the people chose with Moses and spake, saying, with the power that we had died when our brethren died before Yahweh? And why have ye brought up the congregation of Yahweh into the wilderness, that we and our cattle should die? And once again, they are, we know Israel was coming out of Egypt, under the captivity of Pharaoh, under hard bondage. And now they're in the wilderness complaining to Moses once again. They complain about food, not having, enough food, water, and so on and so forth. And here they go again, complaining to Moses. In verse 5, and wherefore have ye made us to come up out of Egypt See, like I said, they were in hard bondage when they were in Egypt. They would rather go back to Egypt and go under hard bondage than putting their faith in the Most High. You know, that's the problem with us. We need to see. We have to have faith by believing. In the Most High, not faith. In faith with sight. What have you. You know what I'm saying? We want to see things. We don't want to just pray to the Most High. And believe in Him. Wholeheartedly. We are stiff-necked people, as the Bible say about us. The so-called Black, Latino, Native American man, woman, and child. You know what I'm saying? This is why we're under these curses, because we didn't want to hearken to the Most High. Verse 5, and wherefore have ye made us to come up out of Egypt, to bring us into this evil place? It is no place of seed, or of figs, or of vines, or of pomegranates. Neither is there any water to drink. Verse 6, and Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they fell upon their faces, and the glory of Yahweh appeared unto them. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, just like it, that was the end of verse 8. Verse 7, back to the Hebrew. All right, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 20 in the Hebrew, starting at verse 8. Quak, Ath, Hamatah, Wahakwa, it's like it. Wahakwa Hall, Ath, Ha'ida, Atha, Wa'a, it's like it. Wahaharan, Ak Yaka, Wadabartham, Al, Hasalai, La'ayam, it's like it. La'ay Yum Yum Yum, it's like it. La'ay Yum Yum Ma, Wanathan, Mahamyawa, Wahawa Taza, it's like it. Wahawa Taza'ah, Laham, Mayam, Man, Hasalai, Wahawakta, it's like it. Wahashak Yath, Ath, Ha'ida, Wa'ath, Ba'ay, it's like it. Ba'ayamar, it's like it. Ba'ayarma, verse 9. Wayakwak, Masha, Ath, Hamatah, Malapanya, Yahweh, Ka'ashara, Tazawa, it's like it. Tazawawa. Verse 10. Wayakwa Halawa, Masha, Wa'aharan, Ah, Hakwahal, Al, Panya, Hatalai, Waya'awar, Laham, Shamaywa, Na, Hamaryam, Haman, Hasalai, Hazah, Nawatazaya, Slaki, Nawatazaya, Lakam, Mayum, this is verse 11. Where you run, sluggy. Where you rum, masha, ath, yadwa, wayak, ath, hasalai, bamatawa, pa'aimyam, wayatazaiwa, mayum, rabyum, watashath, ha'ida, waba ayarma, sluggy, waba ayarma, verse 12. Waya amar, Yahweh, all, Masha, wa all, Aharon, Ya'ain, La'ah, Ha'amantham, Ba'ah, it's like it, Ba'yah, Lahakwada, Yashanwa, it's like it, Lahakwada, Yashanuya, La'ayanya, Banyam, Yasharala, Lakan, La'a, Tabaya'awa, Ath, Hakwahal, Hazah, Al, Ha'aratazah, Asherah, Nathathya, Laham, verse 13, Hama, Maya, Mara'ay, Sluggy, Maraya, Ba, Asherah, Rabwa, Banyam, Yasharala, Ath, Yahweh, Wayakwadash, Bum, verse 14. Wayashalak, Masha, Mala'akyam, Makodash, Al, Malak, Adawam, Ka, Amar, Akyaka, Yasharala, Atha, Yada'aith, Ath, sluggy, Ath, Ka, Hatala, sluggy, Hatala, Hata, La'ah, Ashamar, Asherah, Mataza Nawa. It's the end of 14. All right. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 8. It's like it. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 20, verse 8 in the English. Take the rod and gather thou the assembly together, thou and Aaron thy brother, and speak ye unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water, and thou shalt bring forth them water out of the rock. So thou shalt give the congregation and their beasts drink. I mean, this is how much the Most High had so much patience, so much mercy with these people, you know what I'm saying? These stiff-necked people. He got water out of the rock, you know what I'm saying? And Aaron, Moses and Aaron, they just kept on bowing down, face down to the Most High, just praying for these people. But yet they keep on asking about Egypt. They want to go back to bondage, because they're probably, more than likely living wicked there, So now this is verse 9. And Moses took the rod from before Yahweh as he commanded him. Verse 10. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, Hear now, ye rebels. I mean, he called them rebels. Was a rebel somebody that rebels, right? You know, he said, Hear now, ye rebels. Must ye fetch you water out of this rock? Verse 11. And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice, and the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. Verse 12. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believe me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel. Therefore ye shall bring this congregation into the land which I have given them. Verse 13. This is the water of Meribah, because the children strove with Yahweh, and he was sanctified in them. So, yeah, so the Most High, that's what he does, and even some of the prophets, they name certain places, certain lands and stuff. If something profound took place or what have you, some type of fight or dream or what have you, they'll name that place. And he called this place Meribah, which, strife, strove, because they fought against Yahweh, just always murmuring against Yahweh, for water, for food, like I said, In verse 14, and Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Thus saith thy brother Israel, thou knowest all the travail that hath befallen us. End of 14. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 20, verse 15 in the Hebrew. Wayaradwa. Abath Yana. It's like it. Abath Yanawa. Matazar. Matazar Yama. Wanashab. Bama Tazar Yum. Yawam Yum. Rob Yum. Where you're right, what? Lanawa. Matazar Yum. Wala'a Bath Yanawa. Verse 16. Wanataza. Sluggy. Wanataza Ike. All Yahweh. Wayashamar. Sluggy. Wayashamai. Quadnawa. Wayashalak. Mala'ak. Waya Tazat Nawa. Mama Tazar Yum. Wahana. Anak Slaki. Anak Nawa. Bakwadash. Ayar. Quataza. Gabawalika. Sluggy. Gabawalka. Verse 17. Sluggy. Naibara. Na. Ba'aratazaka la'a na'aibar bashada wabaka sluggy wabaka run wala'a nashata maya ba'ar darak mawalak nalak la'a nata yawamyan washamak sluggy washama wall aid ashara naibar gabalka verse 18 waya amar al yawa adawam la'a thaibar baya pun bakarab ataza lakwara'a sluggy lakwara'atka verse 19 waya amarwa aliyawa banyam yasharala bama salah na'ila wa'am mayam yaka nashata anya wamakwa slakia wamakwana slakia wamakwan ya wanatath ya makaram rock ayan debar baragalya aibar slugget aiba slugget aiba verse 21 slugget verse 20 waya amar la'a thaibar waya taza adamram slugget adawam nathan ath yasharala ibar bagabalwa wayat yasharala ma'aliyawa verse 21 what's like it was in the verse 21 right. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 20, verse 15 in English. How our fathers went down into Egypt, and we have dwelt in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers. And when we cried unto Yahweh, he heard our voice and sent an angel and hath brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh. a city in the uttermost of thy border. Let us pass, I pray thee, through thy country. We will not pass through the fields or through the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left until we have passed thy borders. Verse 18, and Edom said unto him, thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with a sword. Now, this is Moses asking Edom, which are the so-called white man, Esau. He knew, he told him, what happened to us. We just came out of Egypt, and we need water, we need food or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But they told him they're not even gonna drink no water, and they're not gonna do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? They just want to pass through. And Edom, being the devil that the Bible speaks of course, didn't want to let them cross, and that's another thing. These nations, are here today, because it says there's nothing new under the sun, right? All these same nations that was there then, they're here now, and they all know who the children of Israel are, you know what I'm saying? And they're just confederate against thee. And that's why because they know they were God's chosen people, you know what I'm saying? That's why they were all, all these other nations, all these heathens, they were, they were enemies, and they knew that. And that's why they were being harsh sometimes with them, you know what I'm saying? The majority of times, but there were some instances where, some of the like Moabites, they helped King David before or something, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, but for the most part, they all are against us. Like the scripture says in Psalms 83, they are confederate against us, you know what I'm saying, against God's chosen people. But Edom, they wanted, they just wanted to, unalive us right here. They didn't want us to pass through that, and that's what it was. That's what it was. They just wanted to fight. They just wanted a reason to unalive us. Verse 19, and the children of Israel said unto him, we will go by the highway, and if I and my cattle drink of thy water, then I will pay for it. I mean, Moses even said, if we do drink it, we're going to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Being a just man, being a just people that we are. Esau, so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, he will take your money and unalive you. That's his history. We all know this. It's no secret. I will only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet. Verse 20, and he said, thou shalt not go through. And Edom came out against him with much people and with a strong hand. Verse 21, thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border before Israel, wherefore Israel turned away from him. It's the end of 22. All right. All right, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 20, verse 22 in the Hebrew. Waya taiwa makodash waya awa banyam yasharala ka ha'ida har hahar. Verse 23. Waya Amar, Yahweh, all, Masha, wa all, Aharan, Bahar, Hahar, Al, Gabawal, Aratazah, Adawam, La'ah, Slugget, La'amar, verse 23. Slugget, verse 24. Ya'asap, Haharan, Aharan, I'm Yahweh, Kaya, La'ah, Aba'ah, all, Ha'arataza, Slugget, Ha'arataza, Asherah, Nathaniah, Labanyam, Yasharella, Al, Hasharah, Marayatham, Ath, Payah, Lamyah, Mara'ai, Salakia, Marayabah, verse 25. Quack, Ath, Aharan, Wa'ath, Izar, Banwa, Wa'ail, Atham, Har, Hahar, verse 26. Wahapash, Wahapashat, Ath, Aharan, Ath, Bagadiyawa, Wahalaba, Salaki, Wahalabash Thum, Ath, Allah Izar, Banwa, Wa'ahabran, Ya'asap, Wamath, Sham, verse 27. Wayaish, Masha, Ka'ashara, Tazawa, Yahweh, Waya'alawa, Al, Har, Har, La'ayam, Slakia, La'ayanya, Kal, Ha'ida, verse 28. Waya Pashat, Waya Pashat, Masha, Aharon, Ath, Bagadiyaham, Slaki, Bagadiyawa, Wayalaba, Slaki, Wayalabash, Atham, Ath, Allah Izar, Banra, Slaki, Banwa, Wayamath, Aharan, Sham, Bara'ash, Hahar, Wayarad, Masha, Wa'aliza, Slaki, Slaki, Wa'ala Izar, Mun, Hahar. I'm going to go ahead and read this last one, verse 29, chapter 20. Let's wrap it up. Wayara wa ka ha'ida kaya gawai aharan wayabak wa ath aharan shalashyam yawam ka bayath yasharella. That's the end of the book of chapter 21. End of Numbers, chapter 20. All right, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 20, verse 22 in the English. And the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, journeyed from Kadesh and came unto Mount Hor. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in Mount Hor by the coast of the land of Edom, saying, verse 24, Aaron shall be gathered unto his people, for he shall not enter into the land which I have given unto the children of Israel, because ye rebelled against my word at the water of Meribah. Remember, at the water of strife, that's what Meribah means. So because they were, striving against the Most High, Aaron's not going to be able to, make it go over because the children rebelled. And Aaron rebelled as well. Verse 25, take Aaron and Eleazar, his son, and bring them up unto Mount Hor, and strip Aaron of his garments. And verse 26, and strip Aaron of his garments. Put them upon Eleazar, his son, and Aaron shall be gathered unto his people, and shall die there. Verse 27, and Moses did as Yahweh commanded, and they went up into Mount Hor in the sight of all the congregation. Verse 28, and Moses stripped Aaron of his garments and put them upon Eleazar his son. And Aaron died there in the top of the mount. And Moses and Eleazar came down from the mount. Verse 29, and when all the congregation saw that Aaron was dead, they mourned. And they mourned for Aaron 30 days, even all the house of Israel. So Aaron, because they were all murmuring, complaining to the Most High, Aaron wasn't able to go across, he wasn't able to go any further. He had to, die right there. And the children of Israel, they were upset, saying about it. But, because they didn't want to listen to the Most High, this is what happens, And Aaron just had to go. All right, this is that was the end of chapter 20 in the English. That was chapter 21, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Wayashamai Hakanayya Malak Irad Yashab Hanagab Kaya Ba'a Yasharella, the rock. Ha'athar, sluggy. Ha'atharma, sluggy. Ha'athar yum. Wayalakam, Bayasharella, Wayashab, Mamanwa, sluggy. Mamanwa, Shabya, verse 2. Wayadar, Yasharella, Nadar, La Yahweh, Waya Amar, Nathan, Tanath, Slaki, Tathan, Ath, Ha'aim, Hazah, Bayadya, Wahakwa Ramthaya, Ath, Ayr Yahum, verse 3. Wayashamar, Salaki, Wayashamai, Yahweh, by Kwawal, Yasharella, Wayatan, Ath, Hakana'ain, Ya. Wayakaram, Athyam, Wa'ath, Yum, Slaki, Yum, Yum, Wayakwa, Shum, Hamakwa Wam, Rama, verse 4. Wayasaiwa, Ma'ir, Slaki, Mahar, Hahar, Darak, Yum, Sawap. Lasabam, Slaki, Lasabab, Ath, Harataza, Slaki, Arataza, Adawam, Watakora, Slaki, Watakwa Tazar, Napash, Ha'aim, Badarak, verse 5. Wayadabar, Ha'aim, Ba'alah, Sluggy, Ba'alah Yum, Wabamamba, Sluggy, Wabamasha, Lama, Ha'ila, Yath, Nawa, Mamatazar Yum, Lamawath, Bamadabar, Kaya, Azan, Slaki, Ayan, Lakam, Wa'ayam, Slaki, Wa'ayan, Mayam, Wanapashnawa, Kwataza, Balakam, Hakwala Kwa, Slaki, Hakwala Kwal, verse 6. Wayashalak, Yahweh, Ba'aim, Ath, Hanakash Yum, Hasharap Yum. Wayanashak Wa Ath Ha'aim Wayamath Ain Rob Mayasharala, verse 7. Wayaba'ah Ha'aim Al Mashah Waya Amarwa Katanawa Kaya Dabarnawa Ba Yahweh Wabak Atapalal Al Yahweh Wayasar Ma'al Yanawa Ath Hanakash Wayatapala Slaki Wayatapalal Mashah Ba'aid Ha'aim. It's the end of verse 7. Right. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 21, verse 1 in the English. And when King Arad, the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south, heard tell that Israel came by the way of the spies, then he fought against Israel and took some of them prisoners. There you go, another enemy, which were the Canaanites. They were Hamites, the brothers of Egypt. They were also Hamites, right? Verse 2. And Israel vowed a vow unto Yahweh and said, if thou wilt indeed deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy their cities. Verse 3. And Yahweh hearkened to the voice of Israel and delivered up the Canaanites, and they utterly destroyed them in their cities. And he called the name of the place Hormah. Verse 4. And they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom. And the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way. Verse 5. And the people spake against Slucky. And the people spake against power and against Moses. Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? Here they go again, complaining. You know, all these miracles the Most High did, you know, to bring them out of Egypt, you know, parted the Red Sea. And they still, you know, they just can't get with the program. They just can't have faith in the Most High. For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loatheth this light bread. Goodness gracious. Verse 6. And Yahweh sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died. I mean, you know, they had bread. It wasn't enough. So what did Most High do? He sent serpents. He sent serpents to bite them. You know, venomous serpents, obviously, because they died from it. You know. So verse 7. Therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against Yahweh and against thee. Pray unto Yahweh that he take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. That's the end of verse 7. All right. This is Book of Numbers, chapter 21, verse 8 in the Hebrew. Waya Amar, Yahweh, all, Masha, Aisha, Laka, Sharap, Sharap, Washiyam, Athwa, Nas, Wahaya, Ka, Hanashawak, Wara'ah, Athwa, Wakaya, verse 9. Waya Aish, Masha, Nakash, Nakashath, Waya Shama, Slakia, Waya Shama Iwa, Anas, Wahaya, Nashak, Hanakash, Ath, Ayash, Wahabayat, Slakia, Wahabayat, Ath, Al, Nakash, Hanakata, Slakia, Hanaka Shath, Wakaya, verse 10. Wayasaiwa, Banyam, Yasharala, Wayakanwa, Ba'abath, verse 11. Wayasaiwa, Ma'abath, Wayakanwa, Ba'ayya, Haibar Yam, Bamadabar, Asherah, Al, Panya, Mawa'ab, Mamazarak, Hashamash, verse 12. Masham, Nasaiwa, Wayakwanwa, Banakal, Zarad, verse 13. Masham, Nasaiwa, Wayakanwa, Ma'abar, Arunwan, Asherah, Mamadabar, Hayatazah, Hayatazah, Magabal, Ha'amarya, Kaya, Arunwan, Arunwan, Gabawal, Mawa'ab, Bayan, Mawa'ab, Wabayan, Ha'amarya, verse 14. Al, Kana, Ya'amar, Basapal, Malakatam, Malaka, Math, Yahweh, Ath, Wahab, Basawapa, Wa'ath, Hanakalawiyam, Aran one. It's like Aran one in the 14. All right, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 21, verse 8 in the English. And Yahweh said unto Moses, make thee a fiery serpent and set it upon the pole, a pole, and it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. That's the Most High showing mercy once more, and yet, these people gonna still turn against him. Verse 9. And Moses made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole. And it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. Verse 10. And the children of Israel set forward and pitched in Oboth. Verse 11. And they journeyed from Oboth and pitched at Ijeabarim in the wilderness, which is before Moab, toward the sun rising. Verse 12. From thence they removed and pitched in the valley of Zard. Zard. Verse 13. From thence they removed and pitched on the other side of Arnon, which is in the wilderness that cometh out of the coasts of the Amorites. For Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and the Amorites. See, and everywhere they went, everywhere they set up shop, all these other nations that were surrounded by them, they knew everything that befall on Israel. You know what I'm saying? Everything that happened to Israel. But now, today they trying to make it seem like they don't know who Israel is. They know exactly who the people of Israel are. You know what I'm saying? They just removed us far from our borders so we can be confounded and be lost. And that's exactly what happened to us. You know what I'm saying? We lost our identity, our heritage, and everything, right? Our land. Verse 14. Wherefore it is said in the book of the wars of Yahweh, what he did in the Red Sea and in the brooks of Arnon. You got, it says the book of wars of Yahweh, which means Most High, right? Yahweh is power. Yahweh is the Most High, the Father. You know what I'm saying? In the Christian church, they teach us that the Most High is all loving. In the book of Exodus, chapter 15:3, it says the Most High is a man of war. You know what I'm saying? He has enemies. He's not all loving, as the Christian church would teach you, as the Catholic church would teach you. That's the end of chapter 14. Now it's the book of Numbers, chapter 21, verse 15 in the Hebrew. Wa'ashad, Hanakal Yum, Asharah, Nata, Lashabath, Ir, Wanasha'ayin, Sluggy, Wanasha'ain, Lugabal, Sluggy, Lugabalo, Sluggy, Lugabawal, Mawa'ab, verse 16. Wamasham, Ba'ara, Hawa'ah, Aba'ar, Asharah, Amar, Yahweh, verse sluggy. Lamashah, Asap, Ath, Ha'ain, Wa'ata, Wa'atana, Laham, Mayam, verse 17. Az, Ashayar, Yasharella, Ath, Hashayara, sluggy, Hashayara, Haza'ath, Aliyah, Ba'ar, Ainwa, Laha. Verse 18. Ba'ar, Kaparwa, Sharyam, Karawa, slugging, Karawa, Nadayab, Ha'aim, Bamakokwak, Bamashak, Ain, Thumb, Wamama da Bar, Matana, verse 19. Wamamatana, Nakalia, Salaki, Nakal ya Allah, Wamanakal ya Allah, Bamawath, verse 20. Wama bama sluggy. Wama bama wah. Haga'ah sluggy. Haga'ah sluggy. Haga'yah. Asherah. Bashadah. Mawa'ab. Mawa'ab. Ra'ash. Habas sluggy. Hapasaka sluggy. Hapasaka. Hapasaga. Wanashakpa. Al. Panya. Hayash Yama sluggy. Hayash Yaman. Verse 21. Wayashalak. Yasharella. Mala'akyam. Al. Sayakan. Malak. Ha'amarya. La'amar. It's the end of verse 21. Slug. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 21, verse 15. And the stream of the brooks. Slug it. Okay. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 21, verse 15. And the stream of the brooks that goeth down to the dwelling of Ar, and lieth upon the border of Moab. And from thence they went to Beer, that is the well whereof Yahweh spake unto Moses, gather the people together, and I will give them water. Verse 17. Then Israel sang this song, spring up, O well, sing ye unto it. Verse 18. The princes digged the well, the nobles of the people digged it by the direction of the lawgiver with their staves. And from the wilderness they went to Matana. Verse 19. And from Matana to Nahalil, and from Nahalil to Bamath. Verse 20. And from Bamath in the valley that is in the country of Moab to the top of Pisgah, which looketh toward Jeshaman. And Israel sent messengers unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, saying, that's it. Well, that concludes the Sabbath service. With that, I want to say Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Brakatah. Thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Allah Thumb Ba'Shem Yahushua to the sisters. Shalom, Israel.